Welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. You've just had an absolutely great afternoon, maybe grabbing a bite in Old Town Scottsdale. You walk back to your car and bam, there it is, that brightly colored little slip of paper trapped right under your windshield wiper. Ugh, it is a universally frustrating scenario, right? But look, while getting a parking ticket is a major headache, resolving it online is actually fast and efficient. So today, we're going to walk through exactly how to handle a Scottsdale parking ticket online, step by step. We're going to get this whole ordeal behind you without any unexpected fines or legal trouble. So you got a parking ticket in Scottsdale? Hey, it happens to the best of us. But here is the absolutely crucial thing you need to know right out of the gate. The very second that ticket is issued, a ticking clock starts. We call it the 30-day rule. In the city of Scottsdale, how you handle your ticket, and honestly, who you're even dealing with, completely changes depending on whether you're inside or outside of this critical 30-day window. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. First, we'll cover the 30-day window. Second, locating your citation information. Third, choosing your payment portal. Fourth, penalties and failed payments. And finally, number 5, we'll wrap up with some final tips and a summary. All right, starting right off with Section 1, the 30-day window. Like I said, time is the single most crucial factor here. You've got to navigate this pipeline carefully because the system is strictly bounded by jurisdictional limits. So from day 1 to day 30, your standard parking violation is just an administrative debt. It's handled exclusively by the Remittance Processing Division. It doesn't even exist in the judicial record of the Scottsdale City Court yet. But hit day 31 without paying or requesting a hearing, everything changes. Administrative jurisdiction completely ceases, your file is transferred directly to the city court, and becomes an active civil traffic case. And just like that, your simple fine automatically increases, and you're now subject to formal court enforcement. Yikes. Moving on to Section 2, locating your citation information. Now, before you jump online, you need to gather a few things. Grab your physical ticket, your license plate number, and make sure you've got a stable internet connection. Now, you might be tempted to just pay this thing the minute you get home, but actually, you can't. What's really interesting here is that it takes about 48 hours for a standard ticket to even process in their system. So give it a couple of days, and then locate the alphanumeric complaint or case number right there on the ticket. Once you have that, head over to the official Scottsdale e-services portal. The really good news? You can completely check out as a guest. There is no mandatory account setup required to just pay your fine and clear your debt. But hold on, there is a super important nuance here, depending on the specific code on your ticket. Take a close look at your complaint number. Does it start with a 71 or a 75? If it has a prefix of 71, you're good to go. It'll be available online immediately after that initial 48-hour processing window. But if your complaint number starts with a 75, the system actually needs 7 to 10 business days before it even shows up online. If you've got a 75 ticket and you still don't see your case online after 10 days, you absolutely should email or call Remittance Processing directly for help. You definitely don't want to accidentally run out your 30-day clock just waiting on the computer system to catch up. Okay, Section 3, choosing your payment portal. This right here is where a lot of people make a seriously costly mistake, because not all payment gateways are official. If you use the direct Municipal Scottsdale e-services portal, there are no specified processing fees, and they take major credit cards, debit cards, and e-checks. Perfect. But let's say your case goes past 30 days and you have to use the AZ Court Pay portal. Boom, you'll be hit with a flat $5 transaction fee. And even worse, if you inadvertently use a third-party aggregator, like Doxo, for instance, which is completely unaffiliated with the city, you might face all sorts of variable processing fees tacked onto your transaction. Basically, always make sure you are in the right place. So how do you verify you're actually dealing with a city? Look for the official City of Scottsdale seal. It's that little rider on the bucking horse. You'll see it on the official portal and on any official municipal correspondence. Keeping an eye out for this seal is going to help you avoid scams and shady third-party sites pretending to facilitate those official fee-free payments.
That brings us to Section 4, penalties and failed payments.
So what happens if the digital payment process goes wrong? Well, let's say you try to pay online, but your credit card transaction is reversed by a chargeback, or maybe your electronic check bounces for non-sufficient funds. The city court has a really strict policy here. A severe $25 penalty is automatically assessed on any returned payment. Your original payment gets completely voided and you're right back to square one, except now you've got an extra $25 tacked onto your debt. Not fun.
But, you know, a bounced payment is honestly nothing compared to just ignoring the ticket entirely. If you miss that 30-day window, a formal summons is issued. And if you fail to respond to that summons by the arraignment date, a default judgment is entered against you in favor of the state of Arizona. This can lead to your case being referred to a collection agency called FAR, which adds some pretty significant collection fees. Oh, and it gets worse. The court can actually order the interception of your Arizona state tax refunds, place holds on your vehicle registration renewals, and literally suspend your driver's license.
Oh, and we can't forget the immediate punishment for just crossing that 30-day line in the first place. The very moment you hit day 31 and your ticket transitions to the city court, a Scottsdale revised code mandate automatically triggers an additional $30 city court enhancement fee. That's just slapped right on top of your original fine simply because the paperwork had to be transferred to the court system. So yeah, do not wait. All right, wrapping things up with Section 5, final tips and summary.
So the crucial point is that resolving a Scottsdale parking ticket really requires some strict attention to detail and, most importantly, timelines. Let's do a rapid-fire checklist of the takeaways. 1. Pay within the 30-day window to keep this whole thing out of court and avoid that extra $30 fee. 2. Double-check your ticket prefix, 71 versus 75. 3. Make sure you're using the official Scottsdale e-services portal to dodge those third-party fees. 4. Double-check that you have sufficient funds so you don't get hit with a $25 returned payment charge. And 5. Always verify your payment by saving that digital receipt right after checkout. Oh, and a quick disclaimer. The information and fees we're discussing in this explainer are current as of August 13, 2026. Always check official sources for the absolute most up-to-date procedures.
Look, getting a ticket is super annoying, but dealing with a default judgment, a suspended license, and debt collections, that is an absolute nightmare. But now, armed with this knowledge, you have a clear choice. Will you let that 30-day clock run out and face the court's escalating fees? Or will you take control and pay your ticket online today? The clock is literally ticking. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer.